let's live in the moment and enjoy the people and the different monuments and the people that are seeing along the way, and not necessarily about the destination. So it's kind of the typical thing people always say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. For the past couple of 8 days, I've been more thinking about the journey than necessarily the destination.
Welcome to El Cafecito Travel Talks with Tony Lloyd. Each episode, Tony sits down with travelers, expats, creatives, and community voices from across Latin America and beyond, sharing stories of travel, culture, connection, and the journeys that shape us. So grab a cafecito or a tea and enjoy the conversation.
Welcome. Thank you for coming by and joining me with the tea today. Do you want to just let everyone know your name?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Austin, Austin Binnex, and I'm from the Netherlands. I'm 25, and I'm solo traveling through Latin America.
You know, I always say that everybody has a story, everybody has a journey that they're on. Do you want to just explain to us a little bit about your journey that you're on?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm on this solo road trip solo backpacking from the Netherlands to Latin America. Mm-hmm. And the end destination of the trip is going to be Rio de Janeiro, because Christ the Redeemer, one of the 7 world wonders, is located over there. And I had this bucket list thing that I wanted to see all 7 of them at the age of 25 or before the age of 25. Mm-hmm. And I'm turning 26 in October, so I had to see all the 7 world wonders before October. And the fortunate thing is, I handed in my thesis on, I think, the 28th of June. And that was the moment that I thought, okay, I'm finished with studying. I'm probably going to graduate. How nice would it be to go for 6 weeks on this holiday to Latin America? So I booked a plane ticket to Panama. I stayed there for 5 days. Now I'm visiting Ecuador for 2 weeks, moving to Bolivia, and then I'm ending the trip in Brazil and heading straight back to Amsterdam.
So your plan is doing the 7 wonders. You said you've already done 6 of them, and so this is your last one. Yeah. What are the 7 wonders?
Modern 7 world wonders, and they consist of Rome, so the Colosseum in Rome. They consist of Petra in Jordan, the Chinese Wall, the Great Wall in China, the Taj Mahal in India, Chichen Itza in Mexico, and Machu Picchu in Peru, and Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro.
Okay. Why did you decide to do this? What was your thought when you...
Well, the thing is, my first big trip abroad was with my grandmother when I was around, I think, 12 years old. And then we traveled to Egypt and we went on this Nile cruise. The pyramids of Giza and we were visiting that place, and they were always bragging about, this is one of the 7 world wonders. And at the age of 12, you just take those kind of things for granted. So when I got, I think around 16 or something like that, or 14, we went with our high school to Rome on this school trip. And they were saying, the Colosseum is one of the 7 world wonders. And I was like, have I seen 2 world wonders already at the age of 16 or something like that? And I was like, perhaps it's a nice bucket list thing to see the 7 world wonders. So it was kind of my purpose to travel abroad and have an end game to that to traveling to that country specific.
Okay, I can see that. You mentioned that you just finished your thesis at university. So what were you studying?
I decided to do public administration. So I decided to do a board year. Whilst also doing a board year, I applied also for this job at the Safety Authority. It's the organization in at least the region of Rotterdam-Rijnmond in the Netherlands, which is responsible for the fire department, the health department, and the emergency centers. After that board year, I decided to do a master's. I did a master's in governance and management of complex systems. I just finished in July.
Just finished. Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Which of the 6 that you've seen so far, because you've got 1 left to go, which of the 6 was wow for you? Which was a wow moment? And explain to us a little bit how you felt when you saw that.
Yeah, I'm kind of doubting between either the Taj Mahal in India or Machu Picchu in Peru. Okay. Because I saw both last year. Okay. And in Peru, I saw it with my mom, and we had to hike to the mountaintop, and it was really foggy and cloudy, and it was really cold as well. And then, I don't know, after a couple of minutes, the sun broke through, and then you saw the entirety of Machu Picchu, which made a real big impression. And yeah, I remember it vividly that we were just sitting there waiting for the sun to come through, and it eventually just came through, and we were just watching all these ruins and little people walking like ants. And it was quite early in the morning, so there weren't that many people, and we were just sitting there taking pictures whilst we saw this entire room. And the other one is the Taj Mahal. Last summer, I went there with a good friend of mine. And I kind of convinced her to go with me to India because I only wanted to see the Taj Mahal. And when you travel to India, it takes around, I think, 12 or 14 hours. So we decided to go to India and spend a little bit more time than only seeing the Taj Mahal. So we woke up around 3 or 4 in the morning. We walked for 10 minutes to the queue for the Taj Mahal. So we arrived as first Western tourists at the gates. We were let in at, I think, 4 or 10 past 4. And we saw the Taj Mahal as one of the first people of that day, which was really incredible because they opened the doors as well. And we just saw the Taj Mahal opening up before us. And it wasn't that sunny, but it was dawning. So you saw the first rays of sunlight you saw coming through. And the Taj Mahal was like, usually it's white, but now it was this pinkish color or something like that. Wow. So that was impressive as well. And the sheer size of the Taj Mahal was insane.
Okay.
The Taj Mahal is also a monument of love, so I was kind of impressed too. The guy used to do this for a girl some 300 years ago, or his wife 300 years ago. It's one of the things that most people can learn from. If you want to show affection, you need to build a Taj Mahal.
Okay, so you hear that.
If you want to impress them, I guess.
It's definitely the thing to do. Which was the one that was the least impressive for you? Like, you're just like, is this what I came for?
Looking back at the 6 that I've seen, I have to say the Colosseum. All the other world wonders, I built up the entire trip towards the world wonders. So, for instance, China, I traveled the first 3 weeks, and then I saw the Chinese wall. Same thing with Peru, Machu Picchu, and which I'm also doing now with Christ the Redeemer. But when we were in Rome, we were there only, I think, for 4 days. We arrived by plane in the morning, and I think in the afternoon or the second day we passed by it by bus. So you already got a glimpse of the Colosseum, and the other day we just walked up to it, you took some pictures, you went inside, and you left. So the entire wow factor wasn't present in that moment. So, yeah.
Is there one where you're like, I want to go back there again?
It's a compilation of multiple things, but I do love to go back to Petra and Germany because I really like the food. The people were amazing. The views were stunning, and it's the only place where I spent I think 10 or 12 hours just walking around, because most people only think of Petra as the thing they see on the pictures, which is the facade of the building into the mountain. But Petra is this huge complex where you can walk around and hike even. So there are little Petras and different other monuments carved into the mountains as well.
Okay. Was there one that was like maybe you had some difficulties getting there, or there was something like, I don't know, on the journey getting there, you have a crazy story to tell about getting to this location?
Oh, one of the simple ones, I need to think about that one. Not necessarily getting to that place, but on the journey to the Taj Mahal in India, we flew to New Delhi, but on the flight from Amsterdam to New Delhi, I broke 2 of my teeth. Worried about, we're going to miss our transfer. We need to stay an extra day in New Delhi or something like that. So we arrived at New Delhi. I found this close by dentist that was able to see me the next morning. She helped me straight away, and she was speaking perfectly English, so we were able to communicate as well. And she fixed my teeth in, I think, 30 minutes or something like that. And we were fortunate enough to continue with our with a pre-think itinerary and plan as well. We didn't have to change anything to the itinerary or something like that.
Okay. Do you remember at one of the locations a person who is going to stick in your memory forever?
Well, the Colosseum, you had these Roman gladiators that were fighting, but it was the kind of tourist scam because they always said, come on the picture with a real Roman gladiator. Yeah, once again, I was 16 or something like that. So I said, this is a perfect good idea because when in Rome, do as the Romans, right? So I went on the picture with them, and then they scammed me. You need to pay 10 euros. No. You need to pay 15 euros. And I wasn't that confident at that age. So it always stayed in my memory. Okay, don't go easily don't easily take a picture with strangers or something like that, because they always want to charge you something. There's going to be something out there. Especially like that. And something that I do remember, but that's more in a positive way. I remember when we were hiking in Petra. No, I think Machu Picchu. No, it wasn't Machu Picchu. You had this elderly native woman. She was carrying this huge basket on her head, and she was overtaking us every step. So she was, I think, 150 or something like that. She was carrying these in these insanely big, what's it called, like...
Baskets?
Yeah, baskets filled with different fruits and something like that. And she was just casually walking by and surpassing us along the way.
Yes, I've seen that happen.
Yeah, it was insane. So I was kind of shocked that she was able to do that. It's probably like she has done it 1,000 times or something like that. Okay. But she got my respect in that moment.
Very good. You're on your way to the seventh wonder.
Yeah.
What are some of your thoughts when you get to see it? What are some of the things that's coming through your mind now?
Well, to be honest, for the past couple of 10 days, I'm not necessarily focused on seeing the seventh world wonder because I do know that's going to mark the end of this trip, and I still have like I think 30 days ahead. And when I was in Panama, I started thinking, I'm going to see Christ the Redeemer in 40 days or something like that. But on the second day in Panama, I realized, with all the other countries and cities that I'm visiting, they're also incredibly beautiful and they're also nice people. So let's live in the moment and enjoy the people and the different monuments and the people that I'm seeing along the way, and not necessarily about the destination. So it's kind of the typical thing people always say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. For the past couple of 8 days, I've been more thinking about the journey than necessarily the destination.
And once you do see it, what's next?
So when I do get the chance to see the Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, but after that, I have this thing that I'm trying to figure out. It's the entirety of the alphabet and all the countries that are going alongside of it. So I'm trying to go to at least every letter of the alphabet. So if, for instance, A stands for, I don't know, Albania or Aruba or something like that. So I did compile my list of the countries that I've been to. It's kind of hard because there's not necessarily a country with the X or the X. Okay. So I'm still trying.
So let's think about that one.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if that's something that I want to do next. And I'm already halfway there or something. But I'm still trying to figure out if that's my next thing to cross off my next bucket listing.
Okay. You're 80 years old. Let's jump ahead. Let's jump ahead of time. And now you're 80.
60 years.
Okay. I'm in this. What part of this stories would you share with your kids or grandkids?
So whenever I'm talking with the elderly people, they always say, they weren't fortunate, or in their time, they weren't able to go abroad or something like that. And I always sense a little bit of, not necessarily jealousy or something like that, but that they are missing out on certain things, that they are too old to experience these things that I'm experiencing at this young age. And I do hope when I'm 80, there's not anything that I missed out on. So traveling solo, seeing different people, experiencing different cultures, seeing certain things that are going to be in the news or something like that, experiencing different cuisines and having tasted like the things that are going to be able to be. So I hope at the age of 80 that I have experienced most of the things to be able to talk with the younger generation as well and share my stories, but also be able to relate to the things that I'm seeing in the news, for instance, or when they're discussing politics or cuisines or new things that are a hype, for instance.
Okay, now I can see that. Interesting. Somebody's listening. They've also got their list. Maybe it's not the seven wonders. Maybe it's the highest mountains or the biggest rivers and so forth. What suggestions, what advice do you have for somebody who has got their list and maybe they're not quite acting on it yet?
Well, it's always good to have a list because it gives sense and purpose in one's life, I think. Mm-hmm. But it's more about how you put that list into practice, because when I was younger, I thought, okay, this is going to be my list. I'll see who will tag along. But most of the trips I did with either family or friends, and they necessarily didn't have a list, but they were invited to help me finish my bucket list. Mm-hmm. And that helped me with like convincing them and also energizing them and making them more thinking about the seven world wonders. And whenever we, for instance, visited the Taj Mahal, my friend, she never thought about seeing the Taj Mahal or going to India. And while we were there, she told me like, I wouldn't have gone to this place by myself or would have thought in ages to go to India. But now that I'm here with you, it's really impressive. I'm so glad that you asked me. So sometimes it's good to have a list, but share those bucket list items or the things you want to do with friends and family. And perhaps there's always a fool that wants to join you on those kind of trips.
I like that. Very good advice. What I could say now is good luck. And good luck on your new list for the alphabet. We'll be, maybe we'll stop, I'll get you on Zoom somewhere at some point to hear about when you finish the alphabet of the different countries. Well, thank you for stopping by, and thank you for sitting down and having a tea with me.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I really liked it, and it was a really nice conversation.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of El Cafecito Travel Talks with Tony Lloyd. If you'd like to learn more about today's guest, check the podcast notes for links and information related to this episode. And if you have questions, stories, or topics you'd love us to explore in future episodes, feel free to reach out. Tony also helps independent travelers plan meaningful journeys throughout Central and South America, including cultural and community-based experiences. And if you'd like to support the podcast and help keep these conversations going, you'll find a contribution link in the podcast notes. Until next time, thank you for sharing a cafecito or tea with us, and safe travels wherever your journey may take you.